The Cybernetic Approach video, a sequel to the book, The Search for the Perfect Swing. Hello and welcome to the Cybernetic Approach. This is part 6. Know thy game. We are done with the physical aspects of the game. In part 6, we look at the other half of our initial control graph, the upper part. This is where the brain and mind control the way you think, practice, and play. Now, you become more of a computer than a man with a stick. Now, you have to plan and record everything that is going on, so you can compare those results against your plan. This is another use of feedback. In this part of the game, golf pros should not have any advantage over any other person. This part of the game is about thinking correctly, planning, executing, evaluating, and planning again. You have probably heard about the total quality control movement or the continuous improvement cycle, both of which are huge feedback, never-ending loops. The cybernetic approach includes describing this method of performing and learning that leads you to play better and better as you accumulate experience. Without some method, it is extremely difficult to make steady progress. We have two ways of measuring distance. One is by feel, totally subjective, and some people are very good for assessing the distance just by looking. The better way to do it, however, is by pacing the distance on your own. Pacing is much better than intuition or feel. Today, of course, a GPS does a great job. With the use of GPS, a big error factor has been wiped out from amateur play. Still, on some short approach shots, and certainly on all putts, you must make sure you got the distance right. Errors in judgment tend to compound or could even start to oscillate. One shot too far produces the tendency to hit the next shot too short. Remember that in control theory, negative feedback is not bad. Negative feedback is error correcting information. Positive feedback does not mean good, but rather a vicious circle, like something spiraling out of control. Assuming you already have a more or less repeatable swing, it is time to do some note-taking. How far can you hit with each club in your bag? A statistician friend of mine has indicated that given the nature of the game, using 30 shots with each club as a reference can provide a reliable idea of how far you hit it with that particular club. I suggest you take a measurement the right way once in a while. The optimal way to do this is to find a practice range where you can hit 30 white balls, 30 yellow balls, 30 orange balls, say with a 5, 7, and 9 iron. Then take a picture or go out there and measure and find what is the average distance with each colored group of balls. Use a GPS if you have one. Repeat this routine for the 6 iron, 8 iron pitching wedge if needed. Finally, measure your sand wedge, 3 wood, and driver. Measuring the amount of dispersion is also a very valuable reference for future use. The British study concluded that good amateurs hit half their balls into an area which measures 10% of the original distance of the shot. The British study golf pros hit half their shots into an area 7.5 to 8% of the original distance. If you hit a shot from 100 yards and your ball comes within 10 yards or 10% of the original distance, the area of that target is 314 square yards. However, if you play with professional accuracy at 8% of the original distance, the area would be 201 square yards, a little more than 1.5 times better. In this table, I work accuracy backwards, from the green to the fairway. Now notice, for a constant percent, how a 6% constant accuracy allows an easy par 3 from as far as 273 yards. If your accuracy level is only 10% over the original distance, you go only 59 yards from the hole on your shot to the green for a par 3. I remember Dave Peltz wrote something saying that Lee Trevino's numbers were about 5% of the original distance for half of his shots. I don't know, but today PGA's golfers must have improved to make that a routine achievement. That means that half of every little approach shot from 20 yards out left him with a 3-foot putt or better. Again, if you calculate the area, this would make Trevino's target area 78 square yards from 100 yards out, and his accuracy 2.5 times better than the pros measured by the British study, and 4 times better than the amateurs who averaged 10% approximation standard.